well. So we are delighted to be working together to bring this work to Switzerland, and I'm very proud to present Janine and speak with her here this evening. Thank you very much.
So, yes, it's a delight to be here, especially with all the excitements back home, which we will not speak about right now. 16 years ago, not many people knew what coaching even was, certainly not in Africa, never mind South Africa. It has become a more well-known concept nowadays, but we still find, even here in Switzerland, there's still some confusion between what is coaching, what is mentoring, what is consulting, and a lot of people use these terms interchangeably. So I'm hoping if there's one thing I can do for you tonight is perhaps to clarify that a little bit. Just a moment of introduction is to say the roots of this school and this approach are actually have three core roots. The one in the middle is the University of Cape Town, which is where we decided to put down our roots 16 years ago. I'm actually a lecturer at the business school, at the Graduate School of Business there. And I joined Craig right in the beginning to give a level of academic credibility to the coaching work we were doing, which in those days was seen very much as a fad. It had no rigor underneath it. There were very few approaches to coaching that had any theoretical base whatsoever. When you look at, I always say, if people are saying, which type of coaching should I study? I might invite you to say, well, what is the literature? What is your literature review? Where is the theory that underpins it? And I'll share a little bit of that with you as well. Because it's not about teaching you all the underlying theory, but it's about you knowing that when we present a model that might look very, very simple, underneath it, they're the shoulders of giants that we stand on. So that's part of what the academic institution insists on, as well as research and credibility. So we're always publishing and trying to keep the legitimacy of what we do very high. New Ventures West is our American partner. So New Ventures West is one of the oldest coaching schools in the United States. They've been going for nearly 30 years. They have adopted this integral approach to coaching, which I will also hopefully explain shortly. And they are our learning partners. So our programs are registered under our public programs, the ones, the associate coaching course and the professional coaching course are aligned or registered underneath them with the International Coach Federation. And that gives us our international credibility. So we like to say we have the academic rigor from a university base, we have the International Coach Federation license from there. The Center for Coaching, however, discovered that after we had taught many people the principles of how to coach, many executives would come and study with us, not because they wanted to become coaches, but because they wanted to grow and develop their leadership style, which was, in the early days, we didn't actually appreciate just what the impact on somebody's leadership style and way that they work with people could change by learning about certainly this style of coaching. So in the early years, people would come to us and say, I've changed so much, how can I take this into my organization? And so we opened, under the same brand, we opened a consulting arm. And so part of what we do is sometimes with graduates from our programs, but often with people who haven't necessarily done the deeper studies. They come through and they ask, well, how can we support you? Or how can you help us to support whatever it is we need doing in our organization? We also discovered that coaching isn't a silver bullet. Any of you have studied this, a few of you who are already coaches here. As you well know, coaching isn't always the only answer to every solution, every problem. And so what we talk about is how an integral approach in life and in conversations can actually support you wherever you go forward. So I'm hoping that tonight we can give you a little taste of what integral means and how this coaching approach can be put into not just this particular program, but also your life as a whole. So you can see the larger application of coaching into the world. But before I go into that, what would be really helpful, just so that we can be sure to be able to direct this conversation in the right way, is just to check in if you've got any particular questions you'd like us to try and cover during the talk. So has anyone got anything in particular you'd like